Hey. Welcome to another Grimm's Midnight Commentary with your host Grimmfiend here. Or Jay. I'm fine with either one that you call me. So, I hope you don't mind me doing a few things. I'm mainly being a big back right now. The cheese on this thing is immaculate. I hope your day turned out to be pretty decent. My day turned out to be pretty decent. So, I hope you're okay with me mixing between being a big back, reading, oh, reading things off of here, and then this is my PC right here. What I'm doing right now on my PC is I have an online shop, and oh, that scared the fuck out of me. Someone that texted me. Yeah, I have an online shop where I'm just making some unisex stuff right now, or some stuff catered more towards guys and women. Hey, we support whoever supports us. But you came here for some commentary, right? I don't know if this is going to be a short or a long video, but without wasting more of your time, let's get further into it. This one is a little bit depressing. The user off of Reddit named MysteriousCrow4002 says, "You never really connect with someone, just your own mental representation of them." Honestly, I'm going to disagree with this guy, but let's read what he says and hold our judgment, well, not judgment, our opinions, thoughts, and everything until the end of it. Let me drink some orange drink real quick and then we'll get into it. I'm sorry, I just wanted to be dramatic for the fun of it. When you see a person and talk to them, you're not really interacting with them. You're interacting with the mental representation that your brain has constructed of them, based on sensory input you gather, which is filtered, biased, and linked together in a way that aligns with the theoretical model in your brain, which is made by your biological makeup and experiences throughout your life. Just take one person and look at how different people see that person, and not just in the sense of he is smart or any metric that they concisely hold, but also every unconscious judgment, qualities, or patterns by which they perceive and experience that person, and you will see that their images are vastly different. There's no other option than to live in your head. Every word you ever say isn't to that person, is to a painting that you have in your mind, and everyone has a different painting of that person with a different resolution, lighting, clothing, facial expressions. It's all an illusion. Even to yourself, behind all your self-knowledge and consciousness is a layer of unconscious processes and perception that dominate your vision. You are a computer that tries to build a 3D model of itself, but it can't include every transistors or architecture by which it works, so it can only work through a severely simplified model, and it cannot be conscious because it can only be conscious of the contents from its consciousness. Sorry for that sentence, lol. He also left an edit. I don't mean conscious that doesn't exist, just like it's an HD picture of a galaxy. It captures a lot of information, but nowhere near the information that's beyond the picture. Man, that's a little bit depressing. Why is it that way? I do disagree with it, that I feel like you can actually connect with someone. For example, I definitely do believe in love to a great degree. You can actually connect with someone on that level. I mean, sure, you can see them however you want to see them, but it's like, with me, I genuinely go out of my way to understand that person, see why they react, how they do things. I want to see that person for who and what they are instead of what I see them as, how that person sees themselves and everything else, in tandem with what I see them as, and etc. Because, sure, you can be biased, you can be this, that, and the other things, but I think that this person has just been too... I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that this person really goes out of their way to, like, see people for how they... for who or what they are on, like, whatever that they think. But he... to his merit, though, he does say we are like computers, basically based off of our thought processes, our experiences, like all this other type of stuff, we just start going, ah, like when you see someone that looks dusty, deranged, crazy, or whatever the hell, it's like, ah, danger, stay away from that. And that person could be chill, but at the same time, why would you want to risk that or whatever? But just the fact that you never really connect with someone, just your own mental representation of them, both yes and no. For example, with family, I mean, you're connected to them, whether you want to be or not. I mean, we're all connected in some way, but we won't go into that. That's basically, I'm about to fuck everyone up. That's like saying we're all very distant cousins from each other. I mean, if you believe in religion, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Or even just as a whole, I don't know too much on that topic. Because we can either take the religion route or the science route. Ooh, but having it to where it's just like yes and no. Connecting with someone is your own thought processes of who and what they are. You're basically going off of what they tell you, but you're trying to make it that person into like your own thing, and it's like yes, that can work, but it can also not work. Like I said, I try to fully envelop myself as that person, if that makes sense. Now then, let's look for another one. The world runs on patterns, and being able to spot them is key. Ooh wee. Yeah, this one is an interesting one. The user long jumping cod 6946. Normally, whenever I think of COD, I think of two things: Call of Duty or Fish. Both are pretty cool in my opinion, especially the older COD games. I've been playing Call of Duty ever since 2007, when I was 4. Damn, I feel old. I've lived long enough to see Modern Warfare 1 remastered and rebooted. Never would have thought. But hey, give the fans what they want. The world runs on patterns, and being able to spot them is key. The world is almost entirely made up of patterns, whether mathematically, logical, artistic, or the like. People who are good at something are just able to spot those patterns more easily. In school, you'll notice that the kids who excel are able to do so because they can spot patterns. In math class, it would be a mathematical problem. I sucked at math. Now, during elementary and middle school, yeah, like he said, I was able to figure out those patterns and I had A's and B's. But I went to one school to where they taught us the same thing that they taught us last year, and I went to a magnet school afterwards, and my math skills had diminished is an understatement. The only reason I was able to even pass math was by the goodness and graciousness of the universe, to where either I barely passed because I started going, okay, I actually have to make an effort, or mishaps or whatever would happen and would be like, all right, you passed just by default. And I'm like, in English class, it could be more subjective, like how the teacher views certain ideas or writing styles. I absolutely excelled at English. Like, I had mastery in advanced, like, because it's also like an interest level to it as well. Because while doing that type of stuff, I love being able to craft stories, seeing people's views, like everything about just like seeing the writing, the language, just all of that intrigued me so much. And I had saw and did so much of it whenever I was a kid, it didn't amass to like where I am now. And it's like, I love it. I really do. Now then, let's get back into this. Sorry, I'm normally supposed to hold my my opinions and everything towards the end, but this is really intriguing to me. The more intelligent you are, the more ease and speed you have in finding patterns. The same is true for business. Those who are successful are generally able to spot human behavioral patterns they can take advantage of to sell their product. Huh. Being able to spot those patterns is absolutely key. For example, if we were to pull up YouTube right now, and if you want to be able to skyrocket or whatever the heck, a good way to basically cheat the system is just talk about trending stuff that you're genuinely interested in, and you have at least some relative energy to it. Because, well, some people like that, but I want to say most people like that by and large, but sticking to things that are trending or popular or whatever, absolutely great and golden. Best way to get yourself out there. Now, me on the other hand, I'm taking the mystical route of going out, doing and establishing my own thing, which is sometimes it can be popular, sometimes it's literally whatever. And hopefully you like it enough. You know what? If you made it this far in the video, just type in pizza rolls or what's your favorite type of food. Mine is cheesecake. If you say cheesecake, first person who says cheesecake, I will pin you. I will pin you up. I will say something absolutely glorious about you. I will glaze you. Glaze, motherfucker. Glaze. Okay, let me take a drink real quick. But being able to spot those patterns and then exploit it will absolutely help you to your best advantage. I'm still learning how to do that in the business sense because I don't want to screw people over. I want to give you a product that actually works as quality and something that you can actually use, like it's durable. How many times have you had something like my bloody PS5 controller? Had this for 2 years, and the amount of stick drift that I've started getting now makes me angry. And then I had to shell out $80 for another controller that comes on my birthday. I'm just sitting there like, I don't want stick drift. Damn, this sandwich is good. Someone says, this one's very interesting to me. You have to be somewhat mentally tapped to rule over masses. Mother of Book is the user. There is an amount of ego and delusion you have to be a ruler. To go about your everyday thinking that your way is the best. That your ideas are the pinnacle of morality. The delusion that everyone is truly blessed to be in your presence. That is why they have epic meltdowns when reality hits them. When they realize their shit does stink and other people can smell it. You have to be somewhat mentally on the incline or whatever to rule over the masses. Because it's like a domination or like an oppression thing. You know, I thought it would be interesting whenever I got into it, but basically just saying you have to have a great level of delusion and ego to basically impose your will and way onto other people. And yes, that is true. Sometimes I feel like that because I just look at people and it's just like, there's a better way to go about this, but I don't want to be that guy that just hovers over you and it's just like, no, you gotta do it my way. No, you gotta do this. No. I like to sit and relax on my own, like this, do my own thing. And if you ask me for help or whatever, hey, I'll help you. I'll even cater towards you on how you learn and everything. I like to just sit back and, you know, do my own thing. Shoot, I'll even take a page from someone else's book. I love learning. I know I'm not the best at everything. All I can do is strive to be. So I like to learn from other people. And then adapt that into my own thing, see what works, what doesn't work. And if I don't have anything that works, we keep finding and doing something until it does work. You know? Jeez, I'm about to choke. It's strange how much our lives and emotions can be influenced by artificial content we consume. Oh boy. The internet age, information age, whatever age you want to call this nowadays. I'm gonna drink this real quick because this is gonna be a doozy. Alright then, buckle up. The user Intelligent Pin 8402 says, most of the shows and movies we watch are completely make-believe. Their actors are drawings playing out a role that was made up by the director creator, yet we find ourselves feeling attachment for them. The things we see on the screen actually influence us in our real lives. We develop our perception of what we love, courage, careers. God damn it. Okay. Careers, etc., are supposed to look like, and it's all fake. Yes, aspects of these shows and movies mimic real life, but none of it is authentic. Even music, we overlay it to our thoughts and we create new fantasies based on how it makes us feel. Obviously, Korn is in the same boat. Basically, yeah, that is in the same boat. Social media tries to portray a fake reality as well, like the fake emotional helping people videos. Damn, that kind of hits. That's hitting me right now, because that's what I'm doing. They're just fake scenarios that make us feel real emotions, or even with politics. Remember how we basically said, like, patterns, identifying them, and then being delusional, having that ego? If you can make anybody feel a certain type of way, and I mean an intense emotion, you got them. That's like the best way to exploit stuff. If you want to, like, do marketing or whatever, be like, hey, if you buy this, you'll be rich. Hey, if you get this, you'll be this, that, the other third. You'd be like, hey, don't you want to be cool? And you have like some big macho nigga that's just like, like stuff like that. Or or even with politics, all the artificial content has made us feel very strong emotions for people we don't know. Exactly. Ooh-wee. All these artificial fantasies are constantly shaping our brain. We spend hours with them. People would deadass cry over a cartoon or an actor when they die and don't bat an eye with real world human suffering. Isn't that wild? I do find that wild in a lot of regards, where it's just like someone will just die horribly and we just sit there like, meh. Well, some people will. But I think we can all largely agree by in part that if a dog or if an animal that we deem sacred dies, we're up in arms or we all unanimously cry together. Which is sad, but I find it to just be more sad than if a human were to die. And yes, I get that we've desanitized ourselves. We're used to death because, we look at it on such a grand scale. It's just like you sit there and go, eh, unless it's someone that you really know. But these things are horrific. Do I care? Yes and no. It just depends. Literally, like I just said. Oh, these artificial. Oh, yeah, I already read that. Isn't that wild? Makes me wonder what a human being is like when they're only exposed to real life experiences. I want to say, for me, it's been both real world experiences and looking at things on the internet. It's definitely shaped me to just be more. I can't even find the word for it, even if I tried making it up on the spot. But let's keep going and eventually I'll have something. The way the world is headed, where we're riddled with mental, relationship, intellectual issues, is very much a result of the content we've consumed. And think about where all this content comes from, who makes it, and who puts it in front of us. Whoever that is, they're essentially your master. That wasn't a completely cohesive string of thoughts, but it's all related, even though it was not articulated in the best way. Someone said this is basically hyper-reality. Yeah, it is strange how you're looking at me You're listening to me. Am I your master? Hell no. I like to think that people are free and devoid to be able to do literally whatever they want to do. What I want in return with a lot of things is just to have a good conversation, let all my thoughts out, just have a deep introspective whatever with you. I enjoy this, and if you enjoy it too, please let me know. That was a little bit depressing, but yeah. We're all still going to be relatively okay. It's just don't stop trying. Never stop trying. I don't even know what the hell to say to that because that person wasn't wrong about some things. Like I said, we all have our own thoughts and processes, and some people like listening to more stuff outside of their own views or whatever. But let's move on because that one was a bit of a weird one to me that made sense but just shook me to my core a little bit. This person says, it's possible to have a perfect life and still not be happy. I've been through that a lot of times. You've been through that at some point in your life. This user, Jumpy Neighborhood 279, says, you know it's only a matter of time before things start falling apart. Yeah, this is hitting me really, really, really hard. So while you cherish the good times, you remain aware that all of it is temporary, and that awareness can bring sadness. It's like being in an all expenses paid vacation at a beautiful 5-star resort. Each day that brings you closer to the end of the vacation, you are less happy. Just knowing the end is drawing near makes you sad even as you enjoy your cocktail on the beach. I can speak to this extremely greatly. For example, with my ex, the beginning and the middle was just so wonderful. I felt like, wow, this is the person I want to marry. Like, every single positive thing. But I won't speak anything negative. It's just, I felt like things were drifting and I tried my best to just fix it, to do something, and that wasn't the case. When I was younger, my dad used to take me and my siblings on a lot of vacations and stuff. And the exact same thing happened to me. I'd always get like this weird sixth sense or whatever, something like that, that would just be like, damn, things are coming to an end, to a close, and I feel immensely sad that it's ending. I'd be able to still enjoy myself, but it's just like, damn. Sure, we had to get away for a bit, but now we have to come back to just this. And it made me so upset, so just sad. It's like the weekend, right? Like today is Monday, ironically. Well, it's midnight. It's Tuesday now. But it's just like yesterday. Man, this is confusing. Yesterday is Monday. You're like, I mean, Sunday is the start of the week, but Monday you're just like, we gotta slog through this, especially if you work. Sometimes y'all might get paid weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever works. And it's just like you're looking forward to payday, but it's just like you gotta go through the entirety of Friday to just go like, fuck. You go into work and it's just like sometimes it can be the opposite. It's just like you might work 9 to 5 and it's like at the beginning you're like, I want to go back home. Things are too long. Things are too slow. Then by the end of your shift, it feels like an entire literal day has went by. And then you get happy, you get ready to go home and it's just like, it doesn't feel like that night or whatever your free time after work is long enough and you just sit there like, I gotta go to bed. I have to sleep, prepare myself to get ready for work. Just all this. And then you gotta turn around and do it again. I don't know. That's depressing to me. I want to be able to do literally whatever I want without harming people. Of course. Of course. Let me text this person real quick. Ah, this is a really good one. I think this will be the last one because I would love to go and just play video games unless I find something interesting that keeps us here and hooked and just I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be completely honest. I want to get monetized. I want to be able to do this for a living, but more importantly, I just want to be able to connect and just talk to people. Is it wrong of me to have both things, to just have that communicative experience? Hey, I didn't scratch my butt. I scratched my side, okay? It's weird. I don't have hips. I have literal snake hips. Like, if I were to get up and just start shaking and baking it, I don't have hips. Literally. I do not have hips, bro. I don't have hips. Hold up. Yeah, I literally do not have hips, bro. Like, my hips are non-existent. But this person says the most frightening thing about reality is that it is very subjective. And I think that's the most horrifying thing I've ever seen up to date. Genuinely. The user property primary 7205 says, in Mad Men, hold up, let me look that up real quick. Mad Men. It's an American drama series. Okay, cool. It's about alpha male Don Draper struggles to stay on top in an ad firm. Oh boy. Similar. How do we know that the color blue is seen as by you and me is the same? And this is why I said this is horrifying. Let me traumatize you real quick. What if everything that we're seeing is essentially just, you see things normally. You see my face, you see the TV right there, you see everything that's in this room. You even see this burger in my hand. What if everything is just disgusting and putrid meat and you take one bite? It looks like normal food. But what if somebody else sees reality differently? What if this isn't their actual reality? This is a trick on our brains and etc. I bet that's going to creep the fuck out of you. Or everything could be made out of money. Paper. You're eating paper. I'm eating paper. I'm made out of paper. This is my hand. This is a butt. Boom, boom, boom. I'm fucking with you. Similarly, the mental makeup of an individual ultimately determines the degree and uniqueness of each event. With above premise, how can any organized religion claim that some things are objectively good? Oh, geez. Someone said this, right? Two things. Perception is subjective. Reality is not. Either way, we really don't know. Someone says reality is absolutely subjective. It is beholdenly to whoever is observing it. Reality to an artistic person is not the same reality that we live in. Some people with mental things or whatever can absolutely see things different than how we do. And I find that interesting. Super interesting. Because you can view anything absolutely different to how everyone else views. And Would that be subjectively good or bad to you? Oh my God. Guys, guys, genuinely hear me out on this. This person is the richest motherfucker in the world. I don't give a fuck what you say. Listen, character many 5562 is a user. Absolutely go bombard them on Reddit and tell them they are beautiful. Tell them they are amazing. Because here's what he brought. Our greatest problem is always our richest opportunity. Sometimes the biggest problems we face are actually chances to grow in ways we didn't expect. Like when we feel stuck or lost, that feeling itself shows us exactly where we need to look to move forward. Kinda cool how life works that way. It's like when you're learning something new and hit a wall, that wall is showing you what you need to learn next. The hard stuff points to where the good stuff is waiting. So, I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm going to be blunt. I want to believe I'm your friend because that's what I want to try to be. Stop fucking giving up, you pansy little shit. Stop. You give up so goddamn much, and you expect this, that, and the other third, or you sit there and you complain, just like my bitch ass at times. The only difference is, I try to fucking solve it. Irregardless of whatever happens, I try. Where you just sit there and you just give up. Whether you completely give up, you give up for a little bit. Don't give up. Because when you give up, let me tell you something. It stays there. It doesn't go nowhere. It's like a fucking rock. Either you get that damn rock out the way and find yourself some motherfucking treasure, or you just keep that rock there and you never find out. Basically saying our struggles aren't just problems to fix, they're actual pointing us to the next step of growth. Sounds cheesy, but when you think about it, most breakthroughs come from facing tough challenges head on. And I get that pain, I get that hurt. You don't ever want to experience that again. But I'm going to tell you something that I told someone last night, especially about love, that I projected a lot onto them. You want someone to love you, you want someone to care, you want someone to do all this, that, and the other stuff for you, right? Yet you want to remain shut off. You want to close your heart. You don't ever want to experience that hurt, that betrayal, all that ever again. Guess what? If you want that chance of finding that love, all that ever again, you're going to have to open it. And sure, you're going to be hurt and everything. Yeah. But if you give up, that's all that's going to stay at. See, that's the thing I've been having to deal with my entire life. When people take the easiest route and etc. because it hurts less, it does this and the other third, but just, I know not everyone can do that, but when was the last time you tried and done something genuinely hard to you and you conquered it? It's not just that you feel like a badass. You learn how to be a badass. You've conquered. And once you're able to do something like that, oh, that shit becomes addicting. If it is addicting to you. I'm going to try to end this on a incredibly good note. I like to believe any and everything is possible. It's just, you have to look at things differently and find something that works. The trick is just not giving up. May you have a wonderful day, night, whatever it is. Don't forget to enjoy yourself. You may be forgetting the past, you may be building towards the future, but don't forget the present. What you do now absolutely shapes everything. What has happened to you before absolutely has shaped you, but you can still add to it. And what's going to happen is based off of now. Don't forget to actually love yourself, you beautiful motherfucker. This is Grimm's Midnight Podcast number... I forgot the number, shit. Have a great one.